Marvel's first family into the MCU, the Fantastic Four.
You ever notice that anytime Hollywood announces another reboot, you kind of get a weird feeling about it? A little bit of excitement, but a little bit of dread? Yeah, well, me too. I recently went to go watch the new Tron Ares, and honestly, I thought it was pretty cool. But there were definitely a few things that didn't really sit right with me. Don't get me wrong, the visuals of the movie were insane. I'd say 70% of it was a straight up masterpiece. But see, when I look back at Tron Legacy, that movie was an experience for me growing up. I just was enthralled in the world of things. It was like I'm thrown into a whole entire new digital world that was bigger than life itself. So watching Tron Ares now, it was kind of hard to match up to that feeling of nostalgia that was just built up inside of me. Tron Ares has a few things that they're trying to focus on story-wise. The big one being this whole conflict around the permanence code, basically a power struggle between Encom and its rival company, Dillinger. But for me, that wasn't even the more interesting part of the movie. It was how the AI inside of Ares starts becoming more self-aware and actually wants to live a life of its own instead of just following commands. And I like how the movie kind of leans into this idea of the rise of AI, or I guess you could say the uprise of AI.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That part hit a little different because in today's world, everything is AI. AI is in commercials, music, TV, random websites trying to be your friends. So seeing that concept play out in a movie was kind of cool, and it just brought another layer to the relationship between humans and technology. And I thought it was pretty dope. Now, I wouldn't say the movie nailed it perfectly, but I do think they did a pretty good job theming this thing into the real world. It gave Ares a kind of different energy, and I respect what they're trying to do. That said, it wasn't exactly my favorite direction. Going into the movie, I didn't have super high expectations, but I did have that nostalgic feeling, that hope of experiencing the same sense of wonder as a kid watching Tron Legacy. You know that feeling you step into the grid, exploring this massive digital world? It just made me feel alive. So seeing Ares spend so much time in the real world kind of threw me off. Personally, I wish they leaned more into the grid and explored more of the world of Tron. Really show us what changed since Legacy, letting us stay in the world for a bit longer. But still, I think they did a decent job blending both worlds together, even if it didn't exactly come up to what I was hoping for. Now, as far as the brainless side of things, you know, the fights, the visuals, all the shiny chaos, I'd say they did a pretty good job. It was really solid. Like I mentioned before, I do wish they spent more time in the grid, you know, with all the glowing lights and the signature Tron vibe, but visibly, man, it was still fun to watch. The fighting itself wasn't anything groundbreaking, definitely not the most choreographed or martial arts intense, but you don't go to Tron for realistic combat anyways. You're there because the characters look cool and they're doing parkour with glowing suits on. And honestly, the suit designs and character looks really pulled everything together. Everything felt cohesive and just cool to look at. So yeah, even though the story had its ups and downs, from a pure turn your brain off and watch the movie visual point of view, Tron Ares definitely delivered. I also thought the performances were pretty solid. My guy Quicksilver, he was actually really charismatic and just really into his character. It wasn't mind-blowing, but it definitely worked. You could tell everybody was into their roles and selling their character. Jared Leto though, he honestly was a really good choice for Ares. His calm, straight-faced delivery was perfect for an AI character. There's something about his nonchalance. Why can't anybody just be chalant? But yeah, there's something about his nonchalance that made the whole machine trying to act human really believable. And the main actress, Greta Lee, she did her thing too. Not completely stealing the show, but she held her ground and balanced the tone pretty well, I'd say. As far as the comic relief characters, they were there, they were fine. Pop in, say a couple jokes, and dip out. Nothing crazy. Now, when it comes to Tron compared to the other reboots, I don't think it did really bad. I don't think it was trying to be something deep and meaningful. It feels like they were just trying to show a different side of Tron. especially since they incorporated the real world way more than they did in the last movie. I get it if that's what they were going for, even though that might have been exactly what I would have wanted to see. And to be fair, I've never seen the actual original movie, so that might have an effect on how I view this one. But yeah, all in all, I would say it was a really good watch. It was fun to see and just enjoyable overall. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Not bad, but pretty good. The real question is Tron Ares gonna stand the test of time, or will it fade away like a glow stick? A couple years? Let's see. You guys let me know in the comments below. And put in your comments what other movies I should review. You know, this is something I really want to get into. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Peace out.